Hello everyone, I'm Aaron Tobin, Offering Manager for IBM Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management, and I have a focus on the monitoring capabilities within the Cloud Pak. I'm here with my colleague, Ravi Ramachandra, and what we're going to do is speak to you about what's available for you today as you're learning about and adopting a modern management solution, a solution you need to ensure your enterprise's success as it modernizes applications and infrastructure. And all of this in a hybrid cloud environment, which covers both your existing traditional workloads as well as new workloads that are cloud native, container based environments. I want to be able to give you some context as we talk about how monitoring fits in to this whole modernization transformation. There are trends that we are seeing, and industry analysts have seen as well, and that there are three trends that are often found in enterprises who are seeing success in this transformation. First one, an adoption of changes that influences the roles, processes, and tools that are used. These changes help facilitate a merger of DevSecOps from separate silos, which leads to a much improved and iterative process, which lets you complete your projects in so much less time. Second one, greater adoption of automation, which goes beyond supporting the architecture and lifecycle of apps and infrastructure. It also is bringing AI and analytics into the solution as well. All of this leading to changes that improve how you do IT operations. And then the third one, using open source to create a pluggable ecosystem, which really lets you add in capability quickly and easily. And so what we've seen is enterprises can achieve 75% improvements in IT efficiency, which really now is more than measuring the cost of infrastructure and knowing how many servers you can manage with your resources. It's now also about how quickly can you scale up or down as you deliver new applications or new services. Also, how do you get greater visibility to the cost of operations? How quickly can you automate your ops processes? And how fast can you provide business insights to the lines of businesses that you support? So let's look at how this affects and improves monitoring. What we've seen at IBM is that we have addressed all these challenges by creating a single management solution that covers the needs of centralized IT ops. Those are teams that we have supported for many years. They have responsibilities enterprise-wide to ensure IT environments, to make sure that there's few problem tickets opened in production, and that if there are problems, this fast resolution is absolutely possible. We also need to support with that single management solution those people focused on application-centric management and monitoring. Those are the DevSecOps teams, including site reliability engineers, the SREs, who want to be able to manage and monitor the reliability of their application from an end user's perspective. And something that's come about quite recently, and that is cloud native ops teams. These are the people who have responsibility for ensuring the reliability, the availability, performance of multi-cloud Kubernetes-based infrastructures. So these are, notice we have expanded with one single management solution, the different personas, the different roles, the different needs of all these different groups. So as we have focused on providing this capability for all these different personas, all these different needs, we deliver it as a single management solution. And that single management solution is called IBM Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management. Notice there are the first 6 cloud packs that IBM has delivered, and all of our monitoring capability is delivered integrated tightly into the Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management. Notice how it sits on top of the other Cloud Paks, and that is because you need Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management with its monitoring capability to be able to manage and monitor what gets generated, what gets created by those other Cloud Paks. The other Cloud Paks create content that gets deployed, and think of it as Day 2. Day 1, it gets deployed. Day 2, you need to manage and monitor it. You need to make sure that as you have updates, changes, things like that, you are able to manage and monitor. And that is what we focus on in Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management. Within the Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management, we have focused on a new generation of monitoring. And in that new generation of monitoring, we have focused on being able to ensure that we are able to monitor modern applications, as well as being able to manage and monitor the existing traditional apps that you are used to with the use of ITM, ITCAM, even APM. We have, for modern apps, we have small, lightweight, open source data collectors that a developer can include in their application, and that it gives them visibility to monitoring data during dev and test time. It gives the DevSecOps teams visibility in the CI/CD pipeline times, and it helps them answer questions. Does my code update? Is it using more resources than it previously did? Things like that. And it gives also the exact same visibility to IT ops as the application is made available enterprise-wide in production. So for us, it's clear that we want to be able to have monitoring that covers the needs of a hybrid environment. And that hybrid environment encapsulates and encompasses modern applications running on Kubernetes-based infrastructure, as well as traditional applications running in traditional virtual machine-based environments, the kinds of things that many existing clients are used to monitoring with, as I mentioned, ITM, ITCAM, Smart Cloud, and APM. We've also put into our next generation monitoring, we've put in black box testing with synthetic monitoring. The idea being that as you push out an application, as you push out a change or an update to an application, you want to be able to have monitoring such that it's going out there with the application and it's telling you right away what's the performance of what you've just put out there, whether it's a change or an update or a new application, giving you information about the performance of your application without having to have real users first identify a problem. You use the synthetic monitoring to be able to tell you quickly, are you having performance issues? And you can have this synthetic monitoring done from many different points of presence. So you get a real sense of your application, what really is the performance of it from different areas that people will start using it in. We also want to be able to do this. We want to make monitoring simpler. And so what we have done is that we have adopted golden signals from the SRE discipline. We've applied this first to monitoring for cloud-native microservices-based applications. And these are abstracted metrics or indicators that can tell you whether a service is the likely root cause of an application performance problem. Someone looking at the golden signals for a service does not need to be a subject matter expert to be able to triage the problem. This helps and leads to faster resolution as well. Something else that we have done as well is we've raised the bar on what monitoring really means. And we help you scale up operations with the kinds of things that you absolutely need in a modern monitoring solution. We provide a dynamic topology view that reflects quickly changing cloud-native environments. It links you back to the golden signals performance data so that you can have inspection of resources more closely, kind of thing that a subject matter expert would make use of. This covers both one-hop topology views showing service dependencies to being able to zoom out to have multiple hop views to see even more of your environment. It also includes analytics to correlate events into a single incident. And by doing that, it helps to greatly reduce noise, helps DevOps teams, DevSecOps teams to be able to focus on, here are the problems that are affecting their applications. It allows them to quickly get down to figuring out what's wrong, restoring the service, moving on from there. Within incident management, we also provide capabilities that enables the routing of incidents to either the person or the group with the right expertise to be able to resolve the problem. And with policy-driven notification, we help you automate who gets notified, what information available, and so much more. Within it as well, we have tightly integrated runbook automation. So this provides both structured manual and automated steps to be able to take a pattern, to take some types of problems, and to be able to get quick resolution and restoration of the service for them. Before we move on, I'd like to tell you a bit more about the golden signals. So what we wanted to focus on is how do we make monitoring simpler? And for us, the use of golden signals was a key way to do that. As I mentioned, we started first with service level monitoring, so services within a container-based environment. And as I'd mentioned, what we have done is we have abstracted these metrics, these golden signals, so that you don't have to be knowledgeable of what's the technology underneath them that is providing this data and this information. You just need to be able to look at these 4 golden signals to be able to tell whether this microservice, the service that you're looking at, is really the root cause of your performance problem, or if the service you're looking at and its problems are really just symptoms and you need to continue looking elsewhere to be able to find the root cause. So the 4 golden signals are latency, errors, traffic, and saturation. And if we're looking at a service and it's showing problems related to latency and errors, those are typically seen as symptoms of a problem. It doesn't mean that the root cause of the performance problem for your application is with this service. If there are problems showing for traffic or saturation, that is the likely cause of the performance problem, and that says that you're looking at the right service, and you can make sure that a subject matter expert is then able to drill down to be able to get look at the kind of information needed by a subject matter expert to understand what was going on. And with the way that we have time sliders, they can go backward in time to be able to see what was happening in the environment before the issue occurred, what happened at the time of the issue, and if they've been making use of runbook automation, you can see how has the service been restored, what's the current state of the performance of your application. So for us, it is absolutely clear that providing support for golden signals means that you can quickly get down to what is the root cause of a problem. You can do it with fewer technical skills, and you bring in the technical skills when it's time to really understand what was the root cause of a problem. So something I'd like to talk about as well is for clients, existing clients using ITM, ITCAM, Smart Clouds, APM version 8. What we have focused on is how do we help you adopt Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management and all of the key capabilities for monitoring and everything else that is in that Cloud Pak. How do we allow you to adopt that while protecting your investment? Your investment being that you have deployed agents in your environment, you're having all of those agents feed up into the existing ITM-based monitoring infrastructure or the APM monitoring server as well. What we've done to protect your investment is that we have a patch for the TEMA, for the agents, that allows it to push the data that the agents are collecting both to the existing monitoring infrastructure and also pushes it to the new cloud native Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management monitoring infrastructure as well. And the idea behind all of this is that you are able to continue to use ITM, ITCAM, Smart Cloud APM version 8 while you are getting all of your monitoring set up properly for Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management. When you are satisfied that you're getting the visibility, the IT efficiency that you need, you can then turn off this dual mode pushing of data. You can decommission or you can redeploy the previous generation monitoring infrastructure, and you complete your adoption of Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management monitoring for your traditional environment. You'll notice on the right-hand side of the screen, at the same time, these lightweight data collectors that have been capturing data from the cloud native environment, whether that's a private cloud or a public cloud, have also been feeding in. The end result is you have one management solution that is able to do the monitoring of a hybrid environment, where that hybrid environment encompasses your existing traditional VM-based environment, as well as all of the new cloud-native capabilities that you are managing and monitoring as well. Now, what I'd like to do is turn it over to my colleague Ravi, who's going to tell us more about the breadth of monitored domains, both traditional and cloud-native, that we provide today in the Cloud Pak.
Thanks, Aaron. Hello, everybody. For the next two slides, we will talk about how on a monthly basis we provide additional monitoring domain support. The agents and data collectors provide monitoring for your hybrid environment, where hybrid encompasses both traditional and cloud environment. Each agent and data collector monitors the resources for which it is named. For example, the IBM Integration Bus agent monitors IBM Integration Bus resources. In this slide, we see these are the native agents. Native agents are compiled and tested across a number of operating systems you want to support. We are going to be able to make use of these native agents in the traditional environment. As shown on this slide, these are examples of some of the agents available today, like middleware components comprising of IBM MQ, IBM VAS, IBM DB2, etc., and operating systems like Linux, Unix, and Windows. Various kind of hypervisors, several databases like DB2, Oracle, SAP HANA, MS, and MySQL, to name a few. Agents for several of Microsoft components like Office 365 and Exchange, to name a few, and others like agents for Amazon, Python, and the list goes on as mentioned here. In the next slide, we see these are all the data collectors and all the key domain monitoring components for your cloud native environment we provide as of today. Cloud native is a term used to describe container-based environment and which uses microservices architecture. Examples are several of platform related like Kubernetes, Red Hat OpenShift, runtimes like Liberty and Node.js, and distributed tracing tools like Zipkin and Jagger, etc., to name a few. As mentioned earlier, they are simplified with golden signals, which are latency, traffic, errors, and saturation. And these four signals should be a critical part of your service level objectives, since they are essential for delivering your service with high availability. Having said that, in summary, what this means is all these things fit in and tie in the same management solution, which is called as the Cloud Pak for Multi-Cloud Management, which is also called as the CP4 MCM. Thank you. Back to you, Aaron.
Thanks, Ravi. And I'll add that we are in a continuous development mode for our agents and for our lightweight data collectors. So check back on our website often to be able to see the breadth and the depth of the updates that we're making to the existing agents and data collectors, as well as all of the new domain support that we're adding on a very regular basis as well. So, well, there is a lot of capability in the Cloud Pak that you're going to be able to make use of now. I also wanted to highlight one more. and this one is related to automation. With Red Hat Ansible Tower, which is a component of the Cloud Pak, IT ops teams are going to be able to do centralized deployment of new and updated monitoring agents, data collectors. They'll be able to deploy configuration updates and changes. This is really going to help clients who have many servers, many endpoints that they need to manage. Having this centralized facility is what is going to save them a lot of time and to make sure that everything gets done properly and goes correctly. So there are also many other usage scenarios that are showing on this slide. One other one as well that isn't on here that I want to mention is, earlier I had mentioned runbook automation. With Ansible Tower, you can make use of lots of playbooks that are available for Ansible Tower. You can use Ansible Tower as part of our runbook automation. So it really expands the capabilities and the options that you have for runbook automation as you are trying to resolve problems and restore services very quickly. So that's a key capability that we want to make sure that you're aware of. As well, something I want to mention to you is that we've put together a series of short videos that highlight many different usage scenarios of the monitoring capabilities that are in the Cloud Pak today. These are scenarios for clients with existing ITM or APM deployments who are adopting Cloud Pak now. We have scenarios for clients who are deploying cloud-native container-based environments and need to do monitoring, and what are the key things that you should be doing for monitoring of that environment. We also have, of course, scenarios for clients with hybrid environments, hybrid being both traditional as well as the cloud native. And we want to be able to show you how is it that you can have this single solution to manage that hybrid cloud environment. What's showing on the screen are just a couple of examples of these videos that we have, but there are many more that are being made available on our website, so please check back soon. As I conclude this part of the session, I want to reiterate the value of the monitoring capabilities that are a key component of the Cloud Pak. What we focused on in the Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management in the monitoring capabilities was to simplify it, to be able to simplify the monitoring of hybrid environments, hybrid being cloud native plus traditional applications and infrastructures. And how do we provide that in a single solution when you need to be able to monitor a complex environment, and we wanted it to be following a consistent management approach. And to that end, we brought in capabilities like golden signals, where we wanted to focus on how do we simplify troubleshooting and triaging of problems such that you don't require a subject matter expert to get to the root cause analysis, to be able to get to the root cause, to be able to start a runbook automation, to be able to restore a service, and to restore that service for end users of your applications and your infrastructure. We focused on the topology, the dynamic topology, and we started off with a one-hop topology. You focus on a specific service within your cloud-native microservice-based application, and with one-hop views in our topology, you get to look one hop to the left, which is what service this one depends on, one to the right, what do we communicate with. The idea behind it is you really get to focus directly on what are the services that are causing performance problems with your application. We have multiple visibility points within the Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management monitoring component, whether it is for the performance of the application from a real end user's point of view, from a synthetics point of view, from the front end of the application, or from the server side of an application. All these different multiple visibility points to help you ensure that you understand the performance, the reliability of your applications. We've also included event management to allow alerting on issues and making use of analytics to be able to reduce the noise by correlating events into a single incident, and then from the single incident being able to assign it based on policy to the right person or groups, and to make use of runbook automations to be able to help restore service really quickly. All of this focused on a hybrid environment, one single solution with coverage for both traditional and cloud-native applications and infrastructures. Now that we've covered the monitoring capabilities for traditional, cloud-native, hybrid environments, I'd like to take a few minutes to tell you about the additional value and the capabilities of the Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management. So beyond all of the monitoring capabilities that we talked about, and monitoring, as you can see, is just one capability provided, the Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management focuses on an overall integrated solution for all the needs of a hybrid cloud environment management solution. And so what we focus on with Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management is providing the capabilities that are needed by these personas: the developer, the operations team, the security person, the SRE. And what we're focused on is, how do we break the silos? How do we break the silos so that all these teams work together so that they can be able to get visibility across the hybrid environment, so that they can have that unified visibility with insight, control over the entire environment in just one single console. They're able to discover, monitor, secure all virtual machines and Kubernetes clients and Kubernetes clusters. There's automation, the ability to have automation of redundant tasks, for example, infrastructure provisioning, problem remediation, all of this saving labor costs and helping to improve provisioning speeds and improving the quality of your IT environment as well. The Cloud Pak also provides consistent governance. It enforces security standards via policies into virtual machines and clusters, which helps you reduce labor costs and risk with policies that are applied at scale. And it also helps with application-centric management. It gives you a single view of what an app actually is. It helps you deliver reliable applications more quickly by automating service-level objectives. With the Cloud Pak, we provide multiple entry points: visibility, IT ops transformation, app modernization and the management, governance and compliance. We provide these entry points for you to tackle the modernization of the management of your hybrid apps and infrastructure, helping you to achieve that overall IT efficiency that I mentioned at the start of this session. So with that, thanks for watching this session. And one parting comment though before we go. Ensuring smooth and efficient operations absolutely requires consistent management of both traditional and containerized-based applications and infrastructure. The Cloud Pak for multi-cloud management is there to help you now, regardless of where you are in your cloud journey. With that, thanks, and I hope to see you again soon.